Quinn. My pronouns are they, them, and welcome to my channel, Lucid Moons. I am here today to do a super fun VR to Feeding My Soul 12/12, which is called Show Me Your Decks, aka Get Your Decks Out. And I love it. It's so fun. I love the title. I just keep thinking, like, I keep making like nasty, immature jokes in my head about it. Let me know if you are too. But yeah, this is a super fun tag, just a fun way for us to show off parts of our collection and have some fun looking at decks and sharing decks with you all. I tried to choose some decks that didn't get a lot of showtime, airtime on my channel, so that you can see some newer decks to my collection, some decks that I just haven't shown before, etc. But there's some old favorites in here as well. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and start looking at this amazing stack of decks on my desk. Prompt number 1 is a deck that you mean to use, but it hasn't seen any time on your reading desk yet, and why. So I have for you the Mystical Dream Tarot by Janet Piedilato. And really the reason why it hasn't had a lot of time being read yet is just because it's new and I'm still figuring out how I'm going to use this beautiful deck and how it's going to fit into my practice. So here are the backs. I really love this back design. I love this silvery gray color and just this like kind of minimal sun and leaf coloring on here, but I thrifted this deck for a really, really affordable price. It was a deck that I knew about. I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to get it, but and the main reason being is a lot of it has to do with dream work, and that's something that I just don't really do at this point in my life because I don't often remember my dreams. Sometimes I do, but lately my dreams haven't been, when I do remember them, they're usually pretty mundane. Like it's usually about work or things I'm stressed out about. So I would love to like develop a dream practice where I'm like journaling and trying to remember my dreams and things like that. Like that's something I would love to do. Like Fantasy Quinn would love to do that in the future, but just like right now, I'm really, really busy. I'm really tired. I'm just like, I'm not gonna really bother with it right now. So I wasn't sure if this would really be of use to me, but I am just astonished with this beautiful artwork. And so I think I'm going to use it as an intuitive reader, and it's just so stunning. So yeah, I haven't played with it yet. I haven't found any pairs for it yet. Let me know if you pair any decks with this down below in the comments, but I'm really excited to have this. I'm really glad that I found it secondhand. It's a really beautiful deck and I'm really enamored with this gorgeous artwork and I'm excited to have it. So that is the Mystical Dream Tarot. So the next prompt is the 12th deck on your reading shelf. And so I counted on my little shelves. I wasn't really sure the method to use, but I just went for it. And it ended up being the Animal Apothecary Tarot by Cara Elizabeth. I love this oracle deck. I haven't played with it in a while, so I'm really excited to bust it out today and revisit it with you all. I'm obsessed with these backs. They are so vibrant and colorful. I love it so much. So this deck is a really fun, affirmation-esque kind of deck. It's kind of like, I would say, halfway between an oracle, like a traditional oracle, and an affirmation deck. It has really funny, cute, sassy animals. The messages are sassy. The colors are vibrant. And I feel like the messages that I get from this deck are actually really, really amazing and really helpful, and it reads just super well. It blows my mind. This deck also is super versatile and it pairs with so many decks. I have quite a few like cutesy, adorable kind of decks, which I want to make a video about eventually as well. But this one pairs really well with a lot of those decks, which can be hard to pair if you're into pairing decks. And it's just really beautiful, but it has a sense of humor about it. Like it's serious and heavy hitting while also being really fun and goofy and not that serious. I don't know if that makes sense, but I really, really enjoy this deck. It's going to be coming out to play next month in May, so I'm really excited for that. And that's it. That is the Animal Apothecary Oracle. All right, prompt number 3 is a deck that you're considering rehoming. I have the Frequency Tarot, which is not a tarot, it's an oracle, and it's by Teal Swan. This is another deck that I thrifted secondhand. I found it for a good price, and I just think it's a really unique deck. It's unlike anything else I have in my collection right now. And I was intrigued by it. You know, it's one that you don't see around a lot. It's one you don't hear about a lot. And it has a keyword and like a geometric shape on every single card. It's really colorful, it's really bright. And to be fair, I've only used it a tiny bit, so I'm not gonna rehome it yet. I definitely wanna give it a chance and see how it goes. I guess the reason why it would potentially be on the chopping block for rehoming is just the guidebook is like very woo-woo, and like these are supposedly like channeled from whatever. It's not really my thing, but like I love this. Look at these little faces in here. I do find the art really beautiful and really intriguing. And another reason is the creator, Teal Swan. I don't know. She's an interesting character. And I followed her on Instagram for a little while, and it was kind of giving like cult leader vibes. It was just very like woo, but like not in a good way, which is just not my thing. And I'm like 1000% that type of person where if I don't like a deck creator, if I don't agree with their ethics or morals or actions, I will 1000% rehome their deck like really quickly. I don't think she's done anything like horrible or anything like really bad to my knowledge. Of course, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, it's just kind of like a weird woo-woo, new age, culty kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of it yet because I do think it's really interesting. I think it could be a really interesting oracle to pair. And a lot of the keywords are very simple oracle keywords, very expansive, so it could be very usable. But as you can tell, it's got that vibe, you know what I mean? Which is not really my vibe. So we're gonna see, I have some reversals in here, but we're gonna see what happens, see if I get anything out of it or if it's just time to move it along. So that is the Frequency Tarot, which is an oracle. Okay, so the next prompt, number 4, is a deck you don't store in the original box. As you've seen, I have a lot of decks I don't store in the original box. I have limited space and I don't like it when decks come in huge boxes. Especially mass market decks. If it comes in a large box, I will recycle the box and stick it in a bag or I will find another way to store it just because I don't have that much room on my shelf. Obviously, I have a number of decks with larger boxes. Many of them are like out of print, more rare, like all my Japanese decks have pretty large boxes and stuff like that. If it's like a more rare deck, I will usually keep it in the box, but not always, as is the case with this deck. Yeah, even some indie decks I've been known to recycle the box because I just don't like the giant boxing. So this is the Oracle of Oddities by Claire Goodchild, and I keep it in that moon bag. Here are the backs, and this is one of my favorite Oracle decks. So the reason why I don't keep this one in the original box is because it comes in 3 boxes. It's actually 3 editions of an Oracle combined into one. And this indie edition, I believe, is currently out of print, but I have heard that they are going to be releasing it, I think mass market. I could be wrong. She might just be releasing like a newer edition on her own. I don't know. I don't want to spread false information. But yeah, so This indie edition is out of print. I bought it secondhand on eBay for a really reasonable price. And I love this so much that I wanted to combine all three into one deck. And for a while, I was holding on to the three little tuck boxes that it came in. However, I decided I was just going to recycle them as well because honestly, I'm not going to rehome this deck. And I think it's just going to be a permanent stay in my collection because I love and I cherish it so much. If for whatever reason I did want to rehome it eventually, I don't think that I would really take the time to like figure out which cards go into which box and everything anyways. I would probably just sell it as is in a bag or something like that, which I know like decreases the value, but I literally don't really care about that much. So yeah, this is a deck that I keep in a little bag. I keep a lot of my decks in little bags, and I keep a lot of my decks in bags that come from other decks. Like when you get a Kickstarter and they give you a bag, but the deck already comes in a really nice tuck box. And I'm like, I don't need a tuck box inside, or not a tuck box, like a two-piece box, a really nice hard two-piece box inside of a bag. For me, it just creates an extra barrier in the usability if I have extra packaging and things to remove when I'm using the deck. So the easier access, the better. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is a favorite of mine. This is the Oracle of Oddities. Prompt number 5 is a deck with more or less than 78 cards. And I chose a favorite, the Terra Volatile by Key Absurdum. I may have said that wrong, but so this deck comes with so many cards, and I'm like obsessed with. I love this deck. I mean, I haven't really worked with it much yet. It's pretty new to me. This is the newest edition. I want to say the 3rd edition, potentially. But it comes with an extra suit of vials, I believe. And it also has a bunch of alternative. I got the expansion pack, which has a bunch of alternative cards for like the majors. And I think just like even some of the court cards and minors have alternative cards. And you're supposed to just choose one, but I went through and I chose like a bunch, and there was just some that I couldn't decide. So I kept multiples of multiple cards in this deck. I don't know how that's going to work when I'm actually reading with it. I may need to go through again and like take some out. But I just love so many of these cards. I actually did have to take out some of the extra cards that didn't fit in the box to store them. And I have to keep the expansion pack and the non-used cards separately. But yeah, this is a big one. Has way more than 78. I couldn't tell you the exact number unless I were to count. But I just love this deck. Obviously, this took a lot of effort and a lot of creativity to collage all this. I love this card. This is Artistic Nudity. There are nudity in my decks. If you watch my channel, you will see nudity. It is all artistic, and I just want to put that disclaimer out there because YouTube is out here deleting tarot tubers channels for showing decks with nudity, which is insane. So, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of this deck. I had accidentally bought a fake, I thrifted it from like a store, so I didn't spend that much money on it, and you know, I wasn't directly supporting like a bootlegger, but I felt really bad about that. So I was really excited when this newest edition was released, and I immediately went out and I bought it because I wanted to support the artist directly. So yeah, I love this one. Lots of cards, lots of fun. This is the Terra Volatile. So next up is a deck with a cloud on the box, and I actually have a couple that I found, but I decided to show this one because it's a really beautiful and special deck. This is the Ancestral Healing deck by Elia Diane Fushi Bekene. Care or Care, I'm not sure. So you can see there's a little cloud here, and there's also some clouds here surrounding this figure on the back. This is another secondhand deck of mine. Oh, that's our little title card right there. Here are the gorgeous backs. This is one of my favorite cardstocks ever. Also, I believe that this deck may be out of print. I'm not sure about the availability, but it is such a treat, so special, just an absolutely stunning collage artwork deck that features completely Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the cards, which is just such a revolutionary thing for an ancestral deck, as many of them are exclusively white. Not all of them. Some of them have some representation, but I just think that this one is so special and so beautiful and so powerful and just healing. So yeah, I love this deck so much. It's stunning. There's a lot of desert imagery here, which I live in Arizona, in southern Arizona, in the Sonoran Desert, so I love to see that. And I just love to see so many beautiful cultures represented with so much reverence and so much love, and it's just a stunning work of art. I hope that it becomes available again. It has this very cosmic energy. I love this star card, oh my God, yes. So beautiful. Okay, let's get one more. Beautiful. Okay, that is the Ancestral Healing Tarot. It is the one with a cloud on the box. Next up is a deck that you've never shown on your channel up to this point. Actually, a few of them that I've shown today, and then I'm going to show are decks that I've never shown, which is pretty cool. But I wanted to highlight this deck because it's really cool and it's really near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you why. And I've never seen anyone ever talk about it or show it because I think it's pretty niche. But this is the Welcome to the Circus Tarot, and it's by an artist on Instagram. They go by Blinky Doodly. So I'm not in the frame. Blinky Doodly. And they do a lot of art related to, and like kind of like cute little comics and memes and stuff like that, related to aerial and pole and circus arts. And I actually got to be part of the creation of this deck. Look at these beautiful backs, this gold shimmer shine, and it has beautiful gold edges. Is my deck in order? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'll show you a few cards, and I'll explain why I got to be part of this deck. So several years ago, a friend of mine hit me up and was like, hey, this artist is looking for people to submit images of them doing aerial because they're making a tarot deck. Like, I know you're an aerialist, you're a pole dancer, you love tarot, like you should do it and just see if they accept you. So I did. This was actually earlier on in my circus arts journey. So I wasn't like the most advanced polar or anything like that, but I had my girlfriend, I had a pole in my living room, and I dressed up really cute, and I had my girlfriend snap some photos of me on my like Google Pixel phone, and I just submitted a couple of them to this person, and they were really kind, and they responded and be like, yeah, you'll be in consideration. So you can see all of these images are modeled off of aerialists and circus performers, and they're so beautiful. So let me skip ahead to the card that was modeled after me so you guys can see. Okay, let's see. It was Wands. Here we are. Okay, so this card, this Three of Wands, was modeled after a photo that I had taken of myself. Or my girlfriend took it of me, to be fair. This figure doesn't really look anything like me, to be fair. They just modeled the pose after me. But I just think it's really cool and really special that I got to be part of the creation of this deck. And they also have photos of everyone in the guidebook. So I chose to include a more updated photo in the guidebook for my picture. I didn't use like the original photo. So that's an updated photo of me, really spicy. And I will try to throw in a photo of the original photo, which was like years ago, guys. So, you know, don't judge me too hard. If you're like a, you know, a poll critic out there, don't judge me too hard on my form because it was a while ago. But yeah, so I wanted to share this deck. I've never shown it before. It's really special. It's really beautiful. I haven't read with it. As you can see, it's still in order. I don't know. I don't know if I will read with it. Like, part of me wants to, but part of me, like, just wants to keep it like a little museum. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I will do a reading with it and it'll be, like, really amazing. So that is the Welcome to the Circus Tarot. Next up is a deck with an animal other than a lion in the Strength card. So I'm gonna pull a card. I just did the first one that came to my brain. This is from the Numinous Tarot by Cedar McLeod. I'm not gonna show the whole deck because it's like one of my favorite decks and I show it all the time and I'm always gushing about it. But this is the absolutely stunning Strength card, and it shows a grizzly bear that is emerging from the heart space of this figure. And it's one of my favorite Strength cards. It shows such a ferocity with such a gentleness, such a gentle strength. It's really powerful. It's really beautiful. I'm obsessed with Cedar McLeod's decks and all of their work. I'm obsessed with them as a person. Like, yeah, I won't start gushing, but I love this little hand here, how the figure is like cradling the ferocious bear coming out of them. So such a beautiful card. Love the bear instead of the lion. It works, right? So yeah, this is the Strength card from the Numinous Tarot. Okay, prompt number 9 is a deck that comes in a box within a box. And I was always already bitching about large boxes and packaging. I hate when they put a box inside of a box. I have a couple decks that came that way. It bothers me so much because it's unnecessary and I just want a smaller box anyways. This is Tarot of Tales. It did come in with a larger box inside of a box. The inner box was this nice, like, hard, you know, 2-piece box. So it's like, what was the point of putting it in a bigger box? It's like wasteful. It's creating a once again, bringing it back to that barrier to me just getting it out and using it as quickly and easily as possible, right? If I have to open 2 boxes and like shuffle them around and find it, it's too much for me. So I did recycle the bigger box. I do like that this has a hard box. Like, it's fine. This is great for me. However, I do have a lot of boxes like that where it came in a nice hard piece box on the outside and then they just put like a tuck box on the inside. And I'm not a tuck box hater, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind a tuck box, but I much would have preferred if they would have just stuck it in a smaller 2-piece hard box that's more durable and that's going to last longer and it's not going to get all beat up. But yeah, I'll just quickly show Tarot of Tales. I love this deck. It was a gift from my partner. It's so much fun. I love the backs. I love the cardstock. It's a mass market deck. It's very storybook. It's very fantastical. It has such a fun sense of humor. There's just a joy about this deck. It has like a story creation system to it. I don't really use it in that way. I just use it as a tarot deck, and it's a bit of an intuitive one for me as well. It kind of goes its own way, and it's just, I love it so much. I usually bring this one out in the fall because of the color palette, and just there's a coziness about it that I really, really love and adore. And it brings me a lot of joy. It was an amazing gift. And it makes me laugh a lot. So despite my frustration over the box, I do love this deck. This is the Tarot of Tales. Next up is a deck that you probably wouldn't put in your top 10 deck list. I decided to go with a deck that I love and I'm obsessed with, but I don't think it would be in a top 10. It's not like a deck I dislike in any way. I think it's fucking gorgeous. This is the Honasa House Tarot by Honasa House. It came with this ribbon and I don't want to take it off because it's so pretty. This is the 8th question mark edition, the newest edition of this deck. I held off for a while, and I'm happy I did because I love this one. I love the backs. This one has more reds than some of the other editions, and it's just stunning. This one's going to be coming out in the summer, so to be fair, I haven't really worked with it yet, so who knows? Maybe it could be in my top 10, but as of right now, no. Like, however, I love it so much, and I think it's so stunning, and it's a really beautiful tribute to her Galician culture. She's from Galicia, so yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. There's some really, really interesting depictions in here, and there's a lot of botanicals and flowers, which is why I want to work with it in the summer. I love this. And the colors just make me smile. The colors are stunning. So yeah, at least as of right now, this is not in a top 10 list. I still need to get to know it a little bit more. But I'm really excited to have it. I think it's stunning and gorgeous, like all of her decks. And yeah, that is the Honasa House Tarot. Number 11 is a deck you associate with the color green. I went a little bit on the nose, I'm not gonna lie. I went the Jupiter Power Tarot. This is like green. This is a green deck through and through. This is by Six Sad Girls, aka Charlie Quintero. I might be wrong. I might have gotten that one wrong, but it'll be down below listed in case you're interested. It's got green backs, really fun design. It's got green foil, and the fronts feature quite an array of different shades of green and blue, and black. But overall, it's just very cool toned, and greens and blues and turquoises are like some of my favorite colors, like turquoise, blue, aqua type. Greenish blue is my favorite color, probably if I had to choose one. So yeah, I just love this deck. It makes me feel like calm, but it's also unsettling. It's like a weird juxtaposition, but I love it so much. It's so unique. It's a botanical deck, which is really interesting. And oh, I love that Five of Swords. It's so trippy. It like almost feels a little bit like body horror, I'm not gonna lie. But like with plants growing out of your body, kind of like The Last of Us, fungus, zombie fungus. I don't know. Do you get what I mean? But it's so like cool and fresh and calming at the same time. So yeah, this is a deck I definitely associate with the color green. This is the Jupiter Power Tarot. The next prompt is a deck you got secondhand, or that you thrifted, whether that was online or in person or whatever. And I talk about it all the time. I've already shown multiple decks that I've thrifted. I thrift a lot of my decks. A big, big part of my collection, at least a third, at least, is probably bought secondhand. Many of the decks I find in person. I live in Arizona, and there's stores called Bookmans where you can trade in like books or whatever, a bunch of crap, and they'll either give you money or trade credit. And they all have tarot sections, and I'm a little bit addicted to going and looking at the tarot decks there. We have 2 shops where I live in Tucson, and then there's a couple others throughout Arizona as well. And we always, everywhere we go in Arizona, we always make a point of going to look at the Bookmans there because it's just fun. It's kind of a wacky, fun, entertaining place to go shopping, and I always like to see what tarot decks they have. I've gotten a lot of amazing decks. I've gotten some like decks I should have paid like probably 10 times as much for, like out of print rare decks there. And I've also discovered new decks that I hadn't even heard about there. Like this one. This is a recent one I found called the Wicca deck. I believe it is an out of print deck. It's by Sally Morningstar and Donta Mayer. And this is just such a cool one. Let's see. I think this is from, I want to say it was originally from like the early 2000. Like, let's see. It says 2014 on the cards, but yeah, it looks like originally it was published in 2001, so it's kind of an older one. This version was published in 2014. I had never heard of this deck before, which always surprises me because tarot and oracle is my special interest, and I'm pretty pretty well informed, but there's just so many things out there. And yeah, I don't think that this deck is any longer available as far as I'm aware, but it is so gorgeous. Like, I'm so glad I snagged it. It was like 15-20 bucks, something like that, like super affordable. And look at this, you guys. This is stunning. It's very like, has some like esoteric vibes, lots of symbols, which is really fun. It pairs, it's a good pair for certain decks that like other decks I have like that, which is not many. But it also has this kind of like, you know, witchy pagan vibe to it, which I love as well. And I just think it's so fun and so beautiful. Like, what an amazing find. Has some very interesting keywords down here as well, like the womb, embodiment. I love those. Things you don't necessarily see all the time. There's our image from the box, which is stunning. Some animal energy in here. I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, this is a thrifted deck, one of the many, many that I own. One I haven't shown yet as well. I love these little bats. And highly, highly recommend buying your deck secondhand if you can and if you're interested in it. It helps reduce waste, helps give older items a new home, and usually it's more cost effective as well. So that is the Wicca deck. Okay, the next prompt is a deck with your most used guidebook. I'm going to go again with the Numinous Tarot by Cedar McLeod. Once again, I'm not going to show the deck. I'm just going to show the guidebook really quickly. This is one of the older editions of the deck, so I think the guidebooks are smaller now and fit in the box, which is certainly my preference. I'm not used to like showing guidebooks on my channel, guys, so bear with me here. I'm not gonna go super deep into it, but has some great information. Just great beginner information about tarot, the Fool's Journey, blah, 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 the suits. Just a lot of notes on reading, and then it has quite a bit of information for each of the cards in here, and I just absolutely love Cedar McLeod's interpretations. I chose this one because this was, the Numinous Tarot was not my first ever deck, but the first deck I bought for myself back in 2020 during the pandemic when many of us got super into tarot. I had been into it for a while, but never like super seriously studied it or anything like that. And this was the first deck that I bought for myself because I wanted a queer deck. I wanted to see myself and my community in the cards, and I mean, boy, did this one deliver. It's just so amazing. So much wisdom and knowledge is shared in this guidebook, and it really helped me learn a lot about tarot, not only just like, you know, the general RWS meanings, but like how to view them in a more queer and radical way. So absolutely love this deck. Love this guidebook. This is the guidebook for the Numinous Tarot. Okay, next up is a deck that has water on the box. I actually have a few decks with water on the box. I have a lot of watery decks, but I decided to go with it's in French, but it's called the Oracle of Dolphins and Whales. Frédéric Pichard and Emma Capdevila. I probably said that totally wrong. Yeah, this is a really, really fun, beautiful mass market French deck that I saw on Marine's channel from The Waves of Your Soul years ago, and I immediately was like, I need this. I freaking love dolphins. I love whales, and I was just vibing with this. I love these backs. Are you kidding me? And the artwork is so beautiful. I'm obsessed with it. It just gives you a title of the name of the sea creature or whatever the thing is on the front. And so it is guidebook dependent and it is in French, but I just use the Google Translate function on my app. So it does require a little bit of work, but it's worth it for me for this stunning deck. Such beautiful, soft, loving energy, water vibes, filled with dolphins, whales, and other sea creatures. I'm just obsessed with it. Oh, the manatee is so cute. So yeah, I think this is a really great option for like an affordable mass market deck. You can order it on Amazon France. That features a lot of ocean animals. And that's also a really good deck that I can stand behind. So that is the Oracle of Dolphins and Whales. Okay, here we are. We made it to the last prompt, number 15. So it says a deck that contains your most favorite card and why. Okay, that's a tall order to make me choose my most favorite card out of all my decks. Like, that's really, really hard to do. But, you know, I kind of just went with the first one I thought of. This is a card I love so much. It's from the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. Very popular deck. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I'm not going to show you the whole deck or anything. I'm just going to show you this one card. But it's one that I just think about a lot. It's a card that just makes me, it was one of the first cards that just made me fall in love with tarot. I just think that this is one of the most stunning depictions of death I've ever seen. I know there's people that don't like this card. I've heard people complain about it, but to me, it's just some of the most beautiful collage work and just this beautiful death being depicted as this joyful dance is just so powerful to me. It speaks to me. You know, I don't always love like the super, what's it called? Like soft washing cards in tarot. And some people might say that this could be like a soft washing, but I don't personally see it that way. I see it as like a shifting our perspectives on death and how death doesn't have to be this like horrible, scary thing that we hide and feel shameful about and never talk about. Like, it's this beautiful part of life, transitions between this stage and the next stage, whatever that may be to you. And I just see it as this beautiful dance of life, and death is a part of life. And yeah, it's beautiful. It makes me cry. I feel like I'm tearing up right now. I love all of these beautiful animals and bugs that represent transformation. And yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. I love this death card. Made me fall in love with tarot. So yeah, that's one of my most favorite tarot cards ever. It's definitely up there. It's definitely towards the top 5 for sure. So yeah, that was the last prompt. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I had so much fun making this video. It was a really, really fun tag. So thank you to Angel over at Feeding My Soul 1212. If you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. No matter where you are and no matter who you are, I hope the rest of your day is filled with so much magic and so much joy. Bye bye.